Good morning and welcome to Hove for the final day of this four-day county championship match. Sussex against Middlesex. You won't be surprised to hear that the weather is absolutely beautiful. The difference between this week and last week, we were standing here last Monday for the game against Gloucestershire. It was 4 degrees here when I arrived at the ground last Monday, pouring with rain. And here we are, the temperature up by about 20 degrees. The temperature is going to be around about the mid-70s, even a little higher today. Just a little bit of breeze blowing across the ground, so it's just a great setting. And this has been a terrific game of cricket, a really good county championship match, which has ebbed and flowed one way and the other. But we're down to the final day, and the equation is simple. Sussex need 195 runs to win the match. Middlesex need 8 wickets. The players are making their way out from the pavilion. Middlesex led by David Millan with that wonderful 100 yesterday, 119. It was a quality innings. Nick Gubbins making 100 as well. The third centurion of the match has been Harry Finch. Middlesex losing 8 for 79 yesterday, which left Sussex in with a chance of winning this game. But Middlesex bouncing back strongly, picking up a couple of wickets just before the close of play. It could have been 3 if Tim Murtagh had clung on to a corker bowled from Steep and Monkwood. We'll have to see how important that is come the end of the match. But either way, whatever happens here, it's been a terrific game of cricket. But both sides will feel that they it's not vital they win this game, but with other sides picking up wins in Division 2, it's important to pick up wins, because that's what's going to get you out of this division. So we'll have to see how it works out. Van Sale is going to take strike. He's going to be facing James Harris, who's going to come in from the Cromwell Road end of the ground with 3 slips, a third man, point, extra cover, mid-on, mid-wicket, and flying leg. Delighted to be joined this morning, as ever, by Kevin Howe. Good to see you again.
Morning, Adrian. Yes, good morning, everyone. It's going to be fascinating today, isn't it? I think you took a straw poll. You said that just maybe Sussex the favourites. A couple of wickets this morning makes it very interesting, doesn't it?
In comes Harris for the first ball of the day. He comes running in down the hill to bowl to Steep and Monkwood, who plays it into the onside and offside and takes a comfortable single into the cover. So Van Sale on his way, he goes to 13. It has to be said, the straw poll was amongst people who...
Well, you don't have to say
who would like Sussex to win. So in the... And I won't name names, but it was sort of around the press box, it was Sussex to win by 5 wickets, Sussex to win by 1 wicket. But the other person didn't, just said I think Sussex would win, but didn't give a margin. I think Sussex by 2. I think it's going to be really tight. But anything could happen. It's been a really, really good game of cricket. So Danny Briggs is the night watchman. He takes his batting very seriously, does Danny Briggs, and did very well in the first innings. He's facing James Harris. Harris in bowls, and Briggs has a wild waft of that outside the off-stump. Now that wasn't a good shot. And Briggs batted very well first up. I think they 23, took a lot of overs out of the ball in that first innings, which is important, but that was a very nervy shot.
Yeah, that's going to be key for Middlesex this morning. Can they get rid of the night watchman quickly? Because he was a real problem on the second day, wasn't he, for Middlesex? They were out for an hour, and that's a big part of it this morning. Get rid of the night watchman. That's 3 down. It's just 1 way. It's another one on the wickets column.
Harris bowls. Briggs turns up on the onside. And actually, coming in, everyone around the ground, everyone's saying, someone comes to me and says, sweaty hands already. It's good stuff.
Because it feels like it's a real chance for both sides today.
Yes.
Climb up towards the top of the table.
Absolutely.
The other one's then under a little bit of pressure to find that next week.
Absolutely. Sussex without a win so far. Middlesex with 1 win. Here comes Harris down there with 3 slips. Down, and Briggs says that go outside the off-stump, and there is no run. And it's still very early season, but there's only 14 county championship matches. So after this, both of these sides are not far off, sort of a third through there. After next week's game, don't you? Middlesex play Gloucestershire, Sussex go to Kent. It'll be over a third of the way through the county championship season. break. The next game there is the day-night game against Glamorgan. There is a 4-day game at Arundel against Durham. There's lots of one-day cricket, I know, but in terms of championship cricket, we've got to wait for the best part of, I think it's about 3 months.
Yeah, it's not great, is it? It's not great.
Paris.
Something they've got to think about in cricket, really.
Paris match is not complete, and the bowls to Briggs. Briggs plays this nicely by the leg side against a single backward square. The leg side goes to 6. Briggs 60-41. The 2 end of James Harris's over. Figures of 7 overs, 1 made 2 for 19. Live cricket on the BBC, BBC Sussex, BBC Radio London. If you want to email us during today, we'd lovely to hear from you. Sussex Cricket at bbc.co.uk. You can tweet us at Kevin at BBC or at BBC Sussex Sports.
So we'll be doing a BBC Sussex update in a moment.
I will.
Studio,
I missed one yesterday.
Studio saying hello to you, so you'll be with them in just a few moments to update the good people of Sussex.
Yeah.
Sammy, I need to be quiet.
Yes, I think they're going to come to me quite quickly. So is that alright, Kev? I see Hampshire. Hello, Yelena. Yes, we're ready for our update here on BBC Sussex's Tim Murtagh is going to pick up the attack for Middlesex from the C end of the ground, coming into bowl to Danny Briggs. 2 slips in a gully, 3 men saving 1 on the offside. And Maloney's just changing the field away around him. He's going to bring himself into a fairly straight, short, silly mid-off. Is the Middlesex skipper. Lincoln's Murtagh running away from us in on bowls, and Briggs is full to ball length. Plays it away into the offside, fielded by Mulhan. He's running close there, leading by example. On the leg side, there's a mid-on, mid-wicket, and a fine leg all the way down in the distance. So, Treasury won 36 for 2 this morning. They've added 5 runs to their overnight score. And Tim Murtagh runs away from us. He comes in and bowls, and Briggs is solidly thought of on a good length. Plays it to mid-on. Fielded there by Barber, sorry, at mid-on. Might play a part with this. I thought probably Murtagh, Harris, Rayner, Cartwright, Barber will be the main bowlers today. As it comes Murtagh running away from us, as you know, looking bowls. And Briggs with a nice shot through the offside. He's going to get more runs here. He's going to get a couple of runs. Gubbins is there on the field. It's 2-2, Danny Briggs, who goes to 8 or 7 runs. That's gone to Danny Briggs. Sussex move to 43 for 2. Just back to his mark. Essentially, down in front of us. Runs away from us. Up the hill. Well, a good start for Sussex so far this morning. They've added 8 runs to their overnight score. They're now 44 for 2. All 8 of those runs have gone to the night watchman, Danny Briggs. He's 9 not out. Steven Van Zyl is on the 30. So the equation now, Sussex need another 186 to win. Middlesex still need those 8 wickets. Meanwhile, at the Oval, heading for a draw, Worcestershire 475 for 6 against Surrey, leading by 41. Hampshire have already lost a wicket at Trent Bridge. They're 112 for 4. They still need another 357 to beat Nottinghamshire. Left-handed Van Zyl is in. Van Zyl lets that go. Taken by Simpson, and there is no run. noticeable in this match that once you're getting beyond sort of 30-35 overs and the hardness goes out of the ball, and Jason Gillespie was saying this in commentary yesterday with Kevin and I, that batting does become easier. Certainly we saw yesterday with Milan and Gubbins, both of whom made very good hundreds. So Middlesex will be wanting a breakthrough here as Murtagh runs away from us up the hill from the C end of the ground. He's in a bowls to Vansell as they go outside the off stump, and there is no run. 2 slips and a gully. Backward point, cover mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, and a defined leg all the way down the list. There's a dig backward square actually. Just having a drink down there is James Harris. A couple of parasols in front of the Ted Dexter terrace. Murtagh is back to his mark. Beautiful, beautiful day here at Hove. As Tim Murtagh turns, runs away from us. He's in and bowls, and Vansell with bat and pack closely together plays it away on the offside, and there is no run. Wins in the Championship yesterday for Kent and Warwickshire in the second division, gives them both 2 wins. Sussex without a win, Middlesex with 1 win, so it's still very early in the season, but it was very noticeable last year that the 16 points for the win makes such a massive difference. And Sussex last year were a little bit too far behind, had a good run mid-season, but just too far behind to really mount a challenge towards the closing games. In comes Murtagh, bowls, and he cuts Vansell in half. That was a good delivery. No real foot movement there from Stean Vansell. And Tim Murtagh nearly hit the stumps, and nearly caught the outside edge as well. Not a great shot from Stean Vansell. He's still there. He's on 16. Sussex 40 for 2. As Tim Murtagh wanders back to his mark. Encouragement for the bowler. He makes his way back in front of us here at the C end of the ground, bowling up the slope. For those of you who don't know Hove, from the C end of the ground, he's in over the wicket and bowls, and Vansell this time that's a better lead outside of the off stump taken by Simpson, and there is no run. So just those contact details again, sussexcricket@bbc.co.uk via email, or you can tweet us at KevinHamBBC or at BBC Sussex.
Yes, Murtagh 700 first class wickets now. He's the man that Middlesex really needs to lead the way today.
Running away from us. So the left-handed Vansell, who's forward to a good length and just plays it to the offside. There is no run. Vansell 16, brings 9. 182 needed to win for Sussex. They've already lost Luke Wells and Phil Salt last night. Both of those to James Harris.